Hey guys, what's up? We are covering Lucia. She's a new co-op ninja. Really looking forward to getting into the details here. Getting into a high-level summary of Lucia's talents. She has her ninjutsu, which does a screen sweep for damage, has some right targeting, not targeting, but right aiming attacks, and they cover a pretty good portion of the screen. And then at the end, it has a big attack that stuns the enemy. So looks pretty good. It's pretty flashy. We'll get into a demo a little bit later. And then for her jump, she has triple jump. Okay, so perk 1, standard attack boost with matching weapon element. Perk 2, 5th relic slot. Perk 3, that's going to be your boost in co-op skill damage. Perk 4 will give your second co-op use at 50% damage of the first attack. And then perk 5 adds cherry blossom flames to the shuriken orbs, gives you additional fire damage. And then perk 6 is going to be similar to the other co-op ninjas. You get 100% on the second co-op use. And then also 300 fire attack to yourself, plus 300 attack for yourself and 4 others on your team. Lucia's support skill is centralized around reducing time for the co-op skill and then supporting other fire ninjas. Flora Pearl, you can see, is focused from a relic perspective, attack and HP recovery. And then there's a reduction in cooldown and increase in stun for the set effect. And then fire element attack is increased on Faded Knot. Let's go ahead and get these upgraded and take a look. So starting with Flora Pearl. We're starting at 2 and 60 for HP recovery and attack. Take a look at what it gets us all the way up to. Okay, so 5 HP recovery and 120 attack. So it's a decent relic. It's good for survivability. And then fire element attack. So 168 is our base. So 260, so it's also pretty decent. Alright, so starting off with her co-op skill, you can see it's pretty quick and it stuns at the end. Her ninjutsu looks really similar, not quite as fast, obviously a little bigger and does a little more damage, or a lot more damage. You'll notice that the shuriken orbs are kind of sparkling. Oh, and you can see the little firework attack afterward, so works pretty well. Looks like it tracks to their location. Testing the co-op skill. So the last part of it will track to their location, but the initial projectiles, and same thing with the ninjutsu, it looks like. Aiming a little low. So it looks like it can miss if you're too high or too low. Okay, checking out we're just wanting to compare her with and without the co-ops, or with different co-op skills between hers and Lucia's. Most of that connected. So you can see it got down to 978x, so it was reasonably decent damage. Again, that's the amount of relative damage, that's not a coefficient. And then just testing with her own co-op skill with the ninjutsu. Again, missed a little bit there. I think it should be relatively close. So like 2 bars of health difference. Not bad. Some final thoughts on Lucia overall. I think she's a solid addition to anyone's toolkit. She fits right in with the other co-op ninjas, aside from Mai, where she goes ahead and boosts all the other teammates that you have up to 4. It also helps boost your element damage, so in this case it'd be fire. So just to keep in mind, you're looking at, for a fire main, Lucia is going to be good. Wind main, you're going to want to look at, Puri. Thinking about this, her attack has some nice screen sweeping damage. There's a little bit of a tracking attack. It's going to flow mainly to the right for the beginning part of her ninjutsu and her co-op attack. It can miss similar to Mai. It has a wider area, so it's a little easier to aim than Mai's is. But I think that overall she's going to be a good either addition or even replacement for Mai. Her recovery looks like it's pretty good, so check it out in game. This is obviously a test server, so it might be a little bit different. I think that she might be comparable to a lot of the V1 ninjas, might even creep up on survivability for V2. Still needs some playing and testing, obviously. Her relics are really favoring more of her co-op skill than actually boosting her stats to deal damage and survive, but she handles pretty well. That triple jump is still useful, and I think that she's going to be a solid addition to anyone's toolkit. So I think for anyone who is a fire main or is wanting to make sure that they all around have everyone, she's worth the investment. I think she's good to go. I'm personally going to go ahead and make sure I go in. I have Mai maxed out, and I like her enough that I'm going to go ahead and work towards building her up as well. Something else that you want to think about is that her shuriken gets boosted after perk 5. So you're going to see that you get that little extra boost of fire damage, very similar to Puri's sword shuriken. You get the regular shuriken damage, and then you get the additional sword shuriken damage. The main difference being this one doesn't look like it clears projectiles, but I still think that it's going to be solid for the additional damage. And that is it. Thanks for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed this review of Lucia. I certainly enjoyed playing as her and testing her out. Give a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Keep checking us out for more videos like this, and I will catch you on the flip side.